Hello fighters, my name is Chance, welcome to my Spellbook, and thank you so much for taking a look at the 4th episode of our fighting style series. Today we're going to be going over one of the fighting styles that just brings out the math nerd in all of us. We're going over great weapon fighting. Upon initial glance, this looks quite good. However, upon diving into the math, a lot of people have been thoroughly disappointed by this, and even more so based off of an errata that was released from Jeremy Crawford himself. Now, before we dive into its description and flesh out my thoughts on it, if you'd like to check out all of the fighting styles in their entirety, please do check out the playlist by either clicking on the little eye icon up above, or waiting until the end of the video and clicking on one of the end credits. In any case, let's now move on to its description. Its description reads as followed. When you roll a 1 or 2 on a damage die for an attack you make with a melee weapon attack that you are wielding with 2 hands, you can re-roll the die and must use the new roll. Even if the new roll is a 1 or a 2, the weapon must have the two-handed or versatile properties in order for you to gain this benefit. Now, this is quite close to the Savage Attacker feat and suffers from the same pitfalls, although there have been some interesting combinations of the two to better improve your odds, and some individuals swear by it, but the math is a little up in the air. In any case, it lets you reroll damage dies when you roll poorly. However, you have the exact same odds of rerolling those dies just as poorly. When you work out the math, it turns out to be relatively small in terms of what you would think. There's a couple different proofs for it, but essentially, re-rolling a d4 will net you a difference of about 0.5. Re-rolling a d6 will net you a difference of about 0.6 repeating. Re-rolling a d8 will net you a difference of 0.75. A d10 will be 0.80, and a d12 will be 0.83. So, at the most, with your starting weapons, you're going to be re-rolling 2d6, which will net you a difference of about 1.2 repeating, I suppose. In any case, your net difference is always going to be about 1 or 2, which is relatively small in the long run. Now let's move on to my personal thoughts. There are a ton of cool stories relating to great weapon fighting. However, for the most part, the math doesn't really seem to support taking this over the long term. However, if you really do trust your dice enough to correct their mistakes, then this might be worth looking into, or at the very least experimenting with. If you've gotten this through the Fighting Initiate feat, you can always change it out on your next ability score improvement. That being said, however, once again, there is that slight argument for adding this with Savage Attacker and reaping the benefits of both, and that would better improve your odds. However, the math is still going to be against you, and there are certainly better feats to take, or just go with an ability score improvement. There was also an errata made in regards to great weapon fighting quite some time ago, and the question that was asked was, does it apply to smite damage? Sadly, it does not. Which, kind of makes sense. It only applies to the weapon damage die. So, with that in mind, it is a little underwhelming. That being said, if you want to homebrew it so it does apply to smite damage, then I would certainly recommend taking this. It would likely net you significantly better results than something like dueling, which just nets you a +2. That being said, however, let me know what you think down beneath in the comments section in relation to great weapon fighting. Be sure to mention any thoughts, questions, comments, or concerns you have regarding it. And if you'd like to gain access to a free one-shot, please use code WELCOME over at the Guild Hall. And of course, I hope you have a great day, and as always, happy adventuring.